America's Election Headquarters special rolls on post-debate. Joining us now from the spin room in Greenville, South Carolina, Mr. Donald Trump. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Brett.
Your sense of tonight?
I really loved it. It was the toughest because everybody was coming at me, but I thought it was maybe my best debate. You know, supposedly I've won a lot of them. Let's see what happens. But I thought tonight was my best debate. Because of the fact that I have a big lead, everybody was coming at me, and I don't know, based on all of the polls, Drudge and everybody else, they're all saying I won it quite handily. So let's see what happens.
You know, Mr. Trump, there are some supporters of yours out there wondering why you would be swinging down, in their words, to Jeb Bush in South Carolina.
Well, you're right. It is swinging down. I mean, he doesn't have it. I understand that. But he's taken, Brett, $20 million and put on phony commercials on television, including on Fox, in all fairness. But he's taken $20 million because he has a lot of money that he got from special interests and donors and lobbyists, frankly, that have total control over him. And he's taken $20 million of it and done negative ads on me. So when they do that, I swing down.
What about the tone of tonight and the back and forth on calling others liars and kind of the sense of the debate?
Well, I think it was a tough debate. I mean, you know, when people lie about you, you look at Ted Cruz has put out a robo, and he said Donald Trump might not, he did the same thing he did to Carson, might not vote for Ted Cruz. And I said, where did this come from? And we have two people that already called us about it. So it's dirty politics. And when they do that, you look at Iowa where they did the voter violation notice, looks like it comes from the federal government. It's a total fraud. So when a guy does that, and what really bothers me, because I am a good Christian, let me tell you, and when a guy does the things that Ted did and then he holds up the Bible, I don't like it. So I like to call people out.
You know, tonight Justice Antonin Scalia passed away, and obviously it's a big night when you look at the U.S. Supreme Court and who would replace him. Ted Cruz was just on our air saying you would appoint liberal justices.
Well, just so you understand, if you look at Ted, he put he put John Roberts on the Supreme Court. He was the one that pushed for John Roberts. John Roberts has been a disaster. John Roberts had two chances to knock out Obamacare, and he didn't do it. And it was Ted Cruz and Bush, including Jeb, that was pushing him. Those guys, they pushed John Roberts, and when it came to a vote on Obamacare, John Roberts did not terminate Obamacare. Not once, but twice. So Ted Cruz pushed and worked with very hard to get John Roberts on the Supreme Court, and when he needed the vote, one of the most important votes that we've had, he let everybody down, including the conservatives. He let all of us down because he let Obamacare stay. And that's really a disgrace. And Ted Cruz gave us John Roberts.
So are you a conservative?
I'm a conservative, yes, but I'm also a common sense conservative. If you need to use eminent domain to build highways and roadways and hospitals, and by the way, the Keystone Pipeline, if it ever gets approved, or the wall between us and Mexico, if you need eminent domain, you have to use it. I'm a common sense conservative, absolutely.
John Kasich today on the stage said that he was appalled by the back and forth and said that he's running a positive campaign. Creeping up the polls in South Carolina, came in second in New Hampshire. What do you think of Governor Kasich?
Well, I think he's a nice guy. He got lucky with oil. I mean, you know, they struck oil in Ohio. It's a lot easier to be a good governor when you strike oil. They fracked, you know, the fracking thing started, and they fracked, and they struck oil, so that makes it a lot easier. But, you know, John was talking about he's an angel, but if you look at New Hampshire, which I won by a lot, he did an ad, and at the end of the ad, he knocked me. You know, he did a very negative statement on me, which turned out not to be so, but these are minor details. And I said, whose ad was that? It was John Kasich's ad. It was a radio ad. And I said, wow, I thought he was supposed to be a positive person. So, you know, they're politicians, all talk, no action.
When you get questions about specifics about Social Security, specifics on taxes, some people say that you don't provide all the details in your answers, that you get to make America great again at the end. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I think I'm very specific. I answered a question tonight on Social Security, and I got a very big ovation, even though the audience was stacked with donors and special interests. And you have to understand, because I don't have any donors or because I'm putting up my own money, you don't have many people in the room. That audience was so stacked with these people that control the politicians. But no, I think I'm very specific. I mean, you look at my website, and you'll see tax plans, you'll see military plans, you'll see vet plans for the vets where I have tremendous veteran support because I'm the one that's going to help the vets. You'll see a lot of things. I'm very specific.
Well, Mr. Trump, the path, win in South Carolina, I assume you'll say, but then where?
Well, we go and we'll start immediately in Nevada in the SEC, and I think we're doing well everywhere. And we had a great couple of polls come out tonight, as you probably saw and you probably reported on. But we're doing very well in South Carolina, and I think we'll do great in Nevada, and I think we're going to do great in the SEC, but that'll be next.
Mr. Trump, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Brett.